What's up, guys? I'm back with another deck profile, and this is my deck that I ran at the 2012 Nationals. You can see here, the Irish Nationals. I went 6-1 in the Swiss, beat Malefic, Necro Valley thing in the top 8, which is probably the hardest match I've ever had to play as Inzektors, and lost to Adam Hussein 2-1 in the semis, and he went on to win the event. So, yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm playing Inzektors, and here's the list. So, 3 Centipede, really standard. 3 Dragonfly, also standard. And 3 Hornet. 3 Tour Guide. 2 Ladybug. I don't play Hoppers, and I don't play Zektcalibers, because I don't like the build. I prefer the kind of revival control-y build rather than the Zektcaliber swarm and prey build. So I went with 2 Ladybugs to make level rank 5s on the first turn, like Crimson Ninja or Tiris, and that seemed to work out better. 2 Veilers. I didn't play 3. My reasoning behind it was I didn't think I'd need 3, and I didn't. And there were a lot of decks that would have been dead against, like playing against Chaos Dragon. They still get their big beaters out on the board, and I thought it would just clog, especially when I'm playing 2 Ladybug. I really didn't think it would be worth it in the end. Okay. 1 Sangan for a Tour Guide, 1 Gigamantis, and 1 Luster Soldier. I played Luster Soldier with only 2 effect failures because I don't really like Dad in the deck. I don't know, Dad always seemed dead, and at least when you draw this guy, he's either not live yet or he'll be live very soon with the effect failures. And he can OTK with Armory Arm, which I have in my extra deck, and it won one of my games. My last game in the Swiss, I won on the second turn with an Armory Arm BLS OTK with their Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So yeah, love this guy. On to the spells. I played 2 Duality. Before the event, I was going to switch these for Lances, but as you'll find out later on with the Leviars as well, I accidentally left the Lances at home, so I just went with the Dualities that were already in it. 3 MST. I played 3 instead of 2. I know a lot of people are playing 2 now, because 3 I find much more consistent against Chain Burn and Countdown, which I was expecting a lot of. And I did actually play. I played a Chain Burn deck, so that was really good against it. And also a lot of the stuff that was being sided in would have been, continuous traps, like Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors and stuff. So I thought just maining 3 of them and not wasting a space in the side would have been a much better choice. Book of Moon, standard. Allure of Darkness, standard. Heavy Storm, standard. Monster Reborn, standard. Dark Hole, standard. And Foolish Burial. A lot of people said to drop this. I don't know, I thought it was really good all weekend. Giving you that first turn Dragonfly play with Foolish Burial from anywhere in the deck to make level 5s or rank 5s. It was just really, really good. Okay, onto the traps. 1 Bottomless. I played this for Heretics. I was expecting a lot of Heretics. Actually, there was barely any. And Chaos Dragon. It was really good all weekend. Like, I think I sided it out twice, but otherwise it was a really good card. Solemn, standard. 2 Solemn Warnings. 2 Torrential. People were actually mentioning to put this to 1. This card is just so good, this format. There's no reason why you should ever not run 2 of these unless you're running some deck that's maining Decrees or something. It stops overextension and punishes really bad play, and it's just really, really good. 2 Call the Haunted. As I said, I prefer the kind of revival control-y element of the deck rather than the swarm and hope I win sort of deck. And it seemed to work out. I think I was the only Inzektor to top, so in the end they worked out. And 2 Safe Zones. These were secretly broken all weekend. They're just an amazing card. I don't even know what else to say about them. They were just so fantastic. Okay, I'll move on to the extra deck. 1 Armory Arm, It won me the last game of the Swiss. It's just really good. I OTK'd once with it all weekend, but it was just good for making a level 4 and be able to hit over some 1600s or whatever. Brannock, didn't use him all weekend, but he's really, really good against Malefics and Necrobellies and stuff like that. So I have him in. I played him. No, I didn't play him all weekend. I just said that. So yeah, no, he's a good card though. I prefer him over Stardust in the deck. Guy the Dragon, he was really fantastic. Him and Exostag just stealing monster and then going straight into him. So good. Exostag, 1 Utopia, 1 Photon Strike Bouncer. I did summon him a couple of times, and yeah, he's a really good card, so he is worth the spot. Maestroke, Zenmayo, Tempo, Crimson Ninja Shadow Guy, Muser Rhythm, 1 Tiras, 2 Leviathan Dragons, and 1 Zen Mains, which is being coloured in. As you can see, I don't have a Leviar in here. It's because I left him at home accidentally before it. I would have taken out probably the Zanmayo for it. I didn't use him all weekend, and he's a really good card, but I don't know. Zenmayo or maybe Maestroke, or yeah. I would have left in the 2 Leviathan Dragons though, because they were fantastic. Like most games I summoned 2 of them. Okay. Let's move on to the side. 2 Max Cs because Windups are annoying. 2 D-Fissures because they're fantastic against Chaos Dragons and stuff like that. 2 Dust Tornadoes because they're really good against Chain Burn and Countdown. Same with the 2 Decrees. 2 Kinetic Soldiers because a lot of people over here play Sams and play things like that. Setting them 2000 damage when they attack into them is just fantastic. 2 Thunder Kings. Thunder King. 2 Electric Virus. These pretty much won me the game. My last quarterfinals game. They're just really, really good against any format that runs a lot of machines and a lot of dragons. They're just really fantastic. And my last card is Summoning Curse. A lot of people don't know what this actually does. It's a continuous spell. When the monster is special summoned, the controller of that monster chooses 1 card in their hand and removes from play. And then in the end phase of the turn, the controller of this card pays 500 or destroys it, like Messenger Piece. This is so good. It worked for me like 3 or 4 times. It works attacking into a Gores. From what I gather, it's a -2 because they summon the Gores and they summon the token. And yeah, it does work in the damage step. Rabbit, it's a -2. Just in general. One thing you got to know about it though is it's not a cost to remove a card from play. So if you have no cards in hand, you can summon with it. But in Inzektors, all you've got to do is you can pop this with your Dragonfly and just go off then, so it doesn't bother you. And it's just a really, really good card. Like, it slows down a lot of big decks now. It punishes Windups more than they can punish you with their loop. If you don't draw into your Maxi and they don't get the loop off in the first turn. It's just really, really good. I would have played 2 if I had them, but I couldn't find another one. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So this came 4th. It's not an ideal build. I would have had a Leviar and maybe Lances in, but it did the job. And I've got my Euros invite now, so I guess I'll be going to Milan. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching.